Hello, I am Test Drive and welcome to episode 10 of Corvette. And since I wasn't able to show in the last episode due to reasons, my percentage is 28.3% and there's my trophy. And yes, don't worry, I've made sure I've saved. Hopefully nothing like that happens again. Can't guarantee it though, because I am stupid after all. But anyways, we're going to continue on with the amateur arcade mode in this episode. And of course that means going on to C4 from C3. So we have Smoke Creek West for our first race. And of course we have all of the years of the C4 Corvette at our disposal. Very cool. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, and 95 pace car, which is interesting, and the 96 Corvette. So, you know what? I want to start out with an early Corvette. We're going to start with the 84, because why not? 205 horsepower. Most popular option was cruise control. Bright red was the most popular paint option, of course. And of course, and if you don't know, there is no 83 Corvette. There is only 82 to 84. Analog instruments were not available at all. Liquid crystal display. There's all of the information for that, and we shall go ahead. You know what? We'll go with bright red. Why not? We'll see how our 84 first year C4 Corvette does with crossfire injection, because that is what they had in 84. With the wonderful 205 horsepower. I'm actually excited to drive some more of the C4 Corvettes because, assuming I remembered to put it in the last episode, I assume that I showed off the fact that the... Let's see what the transmission does. Okay, so it only does 4 gears, okay. Which is funny because it should have 7 technically, because it should have 4 plus 3. But anyways, what I was trying to say, maybe it's not automatic, I don't know, is the fact that the 82 Corvette I drove in the last episode actually had its own set of special gauges for the heads-up display, and here in our 84 we do as well, which is super cool. I love the early C4 gauge clusters. I think they might have changed them a little bit, like towards 88, 89, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see, I guess, throughout this episode. It's C4 time. I don't want to be in bumper cam anymore. I'm not a fan of it. Of course, being an 84 does not have a third brake either. One way to tell apart the super early C4s from the later ones. Besides the whole big giant license plate in the back that says 1984. You know? Come back here, you yellow bitch. Yellow belly bitch. Of course, probably the slowest option I could have chosen, but whatever. We'll get in the faster ones here in a bit. Oh god. It'd help if I knew how to drive too. That would very much help my game playing ability. You know I'm not good at that though. I feel like I'm going really slow. I feel like I'm going slower than with the C3s, and I mean that might be true, I don't know. My nose itches, which do be a slight problem. Also, 3 laps I think on every race in this section. I'm not sure actually. I guess we'll see. Once again. Minute 4. Not too shabby. Got a little town here. I do appreciate the little town. I like it. It's fun. Got a motel and whatnot. Oh god. Go! They're right there. I need to leave. And speaking from my car dealership experience once again, I think the oldest C4 Corvette I ever drove was an 86. It might have been 87. I know I drove a special 87. I think I mentioned that actually in an earlier episode, but there are no Callaway Corvettes in this game, so I don't get to drive that specific car, sadly. But I do believe I drove at least an 86 or 87, just a normal Corvette coupe, as well as I drove, what else did I drive? Fuck, I drove a lot of C4s. I drove a 90 ZR1, I drove a 95 pace car, like the one that was available to use. There's our stats, by the way. Sweat Creek West has been unlocked, very nice. What else did I drive? Let's see, I drove an 87, kind of like that. And the Callaway was a coupe as well, 87 coupe. I believe I drove maybe one or two 89s. And I think I drove a regular like 93 or something. I don't remember, it's been a long time. You know what? Let's drive one that I've for sure driven, which is the Indy pace car. 300 horsepower LT1, production number. Apparently the production, 527 made total, which is actually kind of surprising considering I drove one. I actually have a video of it on my other channel, interestingly enough. For the time the Corvette had been used to pace the Indy 500. Very cool. That is kind of a nice paint job, paint color scheme. I do like it. But let's head on to the mines. Ooh. Construction zone. I'll drink some water while we're waiting. That dump truck that they showed had a really bad clipping tire through the fender. Speaking of really bad, holy shit, I think the texture of the interior of this car is the worst I've seen in this game so far. Because that is really bad. But, of course, now that we're in 95, we do have the newer gauges, which these are all the same from, I guess, 90 to 96. They were all the same, so nothing too crazy there because I have driven a newer C4 in this game already. But I guess we'll have to drive like an 89, 88 to really see what was going on there. See if anything is different. I don't think it will be. I'm not entirely sure, but I do think that there were slight differences between the early, like the 84 to the 89 dashboards, I guess. Gauge cluster area. It is kind of neat though, if you go to the gauges on this car, they did actually just make the speedometer the digital part. Everything else is actually analog, which is actually pretty cool, pretty nice. I do like the mixture of digital and analog myself. It's very nice. And we should have a 6-speed. We do in fact have a 6-speed. Very nice. We got a new lap record. Very cool. I think this might be one of my favorite aesthetically tracks in this game. I do appreciate like the quarry kind of mining thing. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I played MX Unleashed back in the day and that had like a quarry with dump trucks and stuff driving around it that you could drive around your motorcycle or dirt bike on. I don't know. I just like it. It does seem like an odd place to race a bunch of Corvettes, including convertibles, but, you know, this happens sometimes. Gotta turn here, by the way. Oh, God. Oh yeah, I remember what I drove. I drove a 90 ZR1. That was the late C4 that I drove. Or later C4. Interesting thing about the ZR1, if you didn't know, because I'm just going to be a giant nerd, as I've said. throughout this entire Let's Play probably. But the 1990 ZR1 was the first Corvette to have the rounded rear end, where it wasn't concave like the earlier C4s. But it did not feature the what was it, third brake light or something? Something weird about it that only like the 90 ZR1s have. But they also had a wider rear stance too, so the fenders were pulled out wider. But yeah, they had the old style front end, which this car doesn't have obviously, with the newer rear end. Another weird front and rear thing like the 73 Corvettes. Anyways, this race is over. It's very nice. And of course, you're Victor. We've unlocked that track for quick race and a split screen. And I don't know what I've used for thumbnails. I'm gonna wait actually. We're gonna use something different. We're gonna use, we'll use the 89. Oh wait, they don't have third brake lights, I just noticed. The 89 and the 88. They're supposed to be on the top of the back window. What the hell? But they do have them on the convertibles though, interestingly enough. That's odd. Anyways, we're gonna use the 89 Coupe because why not? 245 horsepower. Electronic air conditioning control was the most popular option. Ooh, ZS 6-speed transmission came out. Very nice. Oh yeah, the aided gear selection thing, that was weird. I think I drove an 89... Or no, I drove the ZR1, the 90 ZR1 I think had that, actually. Z51 performance. Low tire pressure warning system. Huh, interesting. Interesting. Anyways, let's use this. I believe all of the C4s I drove, besides the anniversary or the pace car edition, were red. So I'm gonna choose blue, because that's just what I do. Look at those rockets. Delicious water. I do enjoy water quite a bit. Alright, let's go ahead and see how this goes. Wow, it feels like I just raced on this track because I did. Ooh. I just raced on it twice actually for the same fucking thing because I did something stupid. Anyways, on from that. This car is a lot slower than the other one, but the 95 I just drove. I will not lie. Oh god. There's a 94. I guess maybe they all had the third brake light on the rear bumper for like the 91 through 96s, I guess. I don't know. I've not paid enough attention. Maybe I drove 90 Corvettes. I don't know. Like regular base model Corvettes. I don't fucking know. I don't remember. It's been so many years since I've worked at the car dealership. I literally don't remember because I drove so many Corvettes. Drove every generation up to C6. Yeah, I drove quite a few. We got the 6-speed though, which is nice for our 89 here. It really annoys me that there is no third brake light in this car. It should be on the top of the back window, but there just is none. Come on. Fucking Steel Monkeys. I had to really think to remember the name of the company. Where's my third brake light at? And of course, another 3 laps on the longer track here. Definitely reminded of the hot lap experience that I had. God, that was an experience. Trying to just go as fast as possible, but the game was like screwing me over. Gotta love it. What are you doing? Why are you here? Go away. Bastard. I like how many like airplanes and things are just moving around. Totally makes sense, you know? It's all the helicopters and the airplanes and whatever else. Always, you know. Always moving around. Oh, I guess I should actually look at the gauges. Guess what? They're the same, but it does actually work like that. Fun fact. The triple digit, like, digital display for the speedometer would go over 85. Actually, would it go over 85? Maybe it would flash. There was something weird with it. But the actual like green like bar would not go over 85 because it couldn't go over 85. Another little interesting quirk of C4 gauges. I do remember that I think somebody was saying that, I think it was the LeBarons actually, like I had like a 90 Chrysler LeBaron. Basically, if you would go to the trip odometer and you would reset it, because it would not show over 85 miles per hour. But if you went to the trip odometer and reset that, it would show you like the average speed. And it would show you if you were going over 85, it would show you the exact speed that you were going, which was hilarious. There might have been something like that on the C4s, I don't remember, honestly. I can't say I ever took a C4 over 85 miles per hour, but I think I've heard of it at least. Yes, even the Callaway I did not go that fast in. I was driving on legal roads, legally, don't you know? Even that time that I drove a 2.3 turbo swapped Ford Pinto, and I was told to go see how much boost it made on the boost gauge. I totally wasn't going over the speed limit when I was at like 13 pounds of boost in like third gear. No, totally not. I don't even think the speedometer actually worked in that car, so I have no idea how fast I was going, but it was not over the speed limit. I can tell you that much. I think this is my least favorite track out of this game. I'm not sure why. Speaking of favorites and least favorites, I'm not a big fan of the Air Force Base. I'm not entirely sure why. I think Ford Racing 2 did like the Air Force Base kind of track better, because I know Ford Racing 2 had one that was pretty good. I don't know. Something about this I'm just not a big fan of. 5-minute, 15-second race. Decently longer than other races. We'll go ahead and continue. Yeah, we'll get a thumbnail on Pacific Straits. We'll use... '87. You know, let's use an early convertible, I guess. Why not? We'll use the 86. 35,000 Corvettes made, 230 horsepower. Bright red was the most popular. Power door locks was the most popular option, interestingly enough. First Chevrolet built convertible since 1975. Appeared this year, interestingly enough. It was used as a pace car. All 86 Corvette convertibles are sold as pace car replicas. Huh, I did not know that. ABS came standard. Blah, blah, blah. Commemorative edition. God, there's so much information on the 86 Corvette. Why? 86, right? Yep. Anyways, I guess, I'll pick a color. We got dark red metallic. You know, let's go with black. We haven't done many black Corvettes throughout this entire Let's Play so far. This track's kind of like in the middle. It's okay. It's very fitting for the Corvettes. Like, it's kind of like a Florida track or Southern California or something. I feel like very fitting for a game like this. It makes sense. Is that the exact same car I'm ahead of me? I think it's an 89. I can't tell what the license plate says. What are you? Oh god. You got a third brake light. It is an 89. Of course the gauges will be the same. Is it 85, 100? 85 is not 120 kilometers per hour. I guess, no, it's actually inside 75. Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. I'm stupid. Don't mind me. I totally don't drive a JDM vehicle with kilometers per hour in the speedometer all the time in the US where everything's miles per hour. I totally don't know these things, or shouldn't know these things. I love it. Hello. You are swinging wide. I guess you knew what you were doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Also, I think this is a different version of this track I haven't raced on yet. Maybe? I'm not sure. Oh god. Oh, we're going this way, by the way. I don't know what I'm doing. Where I'm doing, what I'm going. I don't know any of it. Ah, go away. Oh, it does have ABS on the dashboard, or on the heads-up display. I do appreciate that they add little like features in like that. There's a lot of little details that I like about this game, and like the attention to detail to the cars and whatnot. It's very nice. Much appreciated from a nerd like me. Oh god. Careful. I will be it. I will do it. I will be careful. Maybe someday in my life. Oh, we only have 2 laps, I just noticed. That's nice. And this track is roughly as long as the last one. That had 3 laps. I don't know. I need to stop questioning why these design choices were made. Because nobody knows. I bet even the people that were working on the game didn't really know why they were doing what they were doing. Maybe they did, I don't know. If anybody's worked on this game and is watching this video somehow, I would love to hear just random tidbits of information of why this game is the way it is, I guess. Yeah. That's like one of the most interesting parts about like me doing this video stuff to me. Hello? You okay down there, bud? That's my home theater system making a bunch of noise. Hold on. Let's see if that stops it. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's going meh. Okay, it stopped. It likes to do that every now and then. It hadn't done it in a while, though. I don't know why it's doing now. Anyways, there's our finishing stats. And Pacific Straits West has been unlocked. And of course, we'll go ahead and get a thumbnail of some sort. Okay, something like that will work. We shall continue on to our final race at Red Canyon Mountains West. Have we been there? I actually don't know. But for this, obviously, I've kind of avoided something specific, which was the final year Corvette. So we'll go ahead and use the 96. We'll use a Coupe. Why not? Look at our stats here. 300 horsepower from the LT1, I believe. No. Yes, maybe. Not the new LT1, because there's apparently a new LT1 in new Corvettes too, which is weird. Power driver's seat was the most popular option. Interesting. Oh, the LT4. Okay. The LT one was... Nah, I don't know. Grand Sport. Talking about the Grand Sport. Interesting. Anyways, yeah, we'll use this with its custom wheels or different wheels. I think this might actually be a collector's edition car because of the wheels. I know that was a thing that these had. I'm gonna use silver because I'm pretty sure I've seen a collector's edition. Oh, it's this track. Version of this Corvette in silver. I think I've seen that before. We'll go ahead and use this. I fucking skipped the animation by accident. We have 3 laps for our final race of this one, interestingly enough, and it's reverse. Very interesting. We're racing it to 91 that just kind of went that way instead of making the turn. Very wide turns for some reason. You have stability control now too, which is nice. ASR. And oh my god. Speaking of cops, I've learned while redoing the races for the last episode, or the C3 episode, I guess, not C4. Why do I think I'm in a C5 Corvette? It was the last episode. I learned that the way you get busted in this game is by just hitting the cop car a bunch of times, and it'll take like half a star off of each time. And if you run out of stars, it will bust you. Kind of like the same as TDU2, but or Test Drive Unlimited 1, but without the stars being the same. The stars are opposite. This is not a shortcut, my friend. This feels very not shortcut-like. The field felt very long cut-like. Meh. I'm great at speaking words, by the way. I don't know what any of you are talking about when you just think or say that I don't know what I'm saying. I don't think anybody actually has said that for a long time. Besides on like old videos where I just talk too fast. But I can totally speak fine. Totally. At least I can speak clearly now. That's a good thing from doing YouTube videos that I've learned how to do. They taught me how to speak English. Whoa. It's so crazy and cool and wacky. I have gotten way more ahead, even though I definitely shouldn't have, considering I ran straight into a traffic car, but whatever. Shortcut. You know, step by step. Not entirely sure what the song is supposed to mean or anything, but it sounds like it's supposed to be a remix of a song, but I don't think it is. I think it is its own song. The Popo? It's not the Popo, that is a Camaro-ish. Camaro adjacent. That's not a Firebird. That's also Camaro adjacent. Oh god. Ugh. Don't mind me, I'm just over here vibing. That's what I do. I am not taking the long cut this time. I'm taking the shortcut, quote unquote. That's actually just the track for the road. Awkward entrances, shortcut. It's not actually a shortcut. That's a cop? Yeah, that is a cop. That's funny. You can see I just lost half a star thing. Anyways, What was I saying? That was very bumpy. But the Coupe was making dust, but the traffic cars do not, is what I've learned in the last 20 seconds. Very cool. Later, nerd. I'm out skis, maybe. Oh, you're trying to keep up. I would prefer if you didn't. Actually, I prefer if you did for a bit, because then I can lose you and I don't have to deal with you on the third lap, because you'll be, like, past the finish line. God, you're really just not giving up, are you? Ow. This might work out well, actually. I don't know where the Coupe is. Somewhere. I don't know where the Coupe is, actually. Somewhere is what I will say. One more lap. This recording actually hasn't been as long as I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to be like up to like 40 minutes for these episodes whenever we started to get more like 3-lap stuff in. But I guess not. We're up to 31 minutes, 32 actually, as of the time I'm saying this. It doesn't really matter to me. Obviously, I'm going to play through a game and record it no matter how long it is, as long as I choose to play through the game and record it. I don't really care how long the parts are for the most part, as long as they can fit on my hard drive. That is always nice. I do need to fix my hard drive situation. I need to like delete things and move things around, and probably get just another hard drive in general to put stuff on, videos and whatnot, and games, because I have games and videos that take up a lot of space on my hard drive. Hard drives. And by hard drives, I mean there's like an SSD, I think, as well. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 5. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've messed with that or paid attention to it. But you know what I don't have is the money to spend on it, so it's waiting for now. Camaro adjacent. Suburban adjacent. So we have Camaro adjacent, Suburban adjacent, we have fucking van, Venture adjacent. What's the other one? The Astro van adjacent. Top Kick adjacent, Geo Tracker adjacent. We got a lot of adjacents going on here. Of course, I'm comparing them all to GM vehicles because it's just how it goes. Oh, we got Silverado adjacent too. Forgot about that one. Ow. Right around here, and winner, Chicken Dinner. 7.5 minutes. A little bit of a longer race. Again. I just hit my head on my microphone. And there we go. Here's our little animation. We have no front license plates on these Corvettes, interestingly. Because you gotta have the Corvette thing that covers up where the front license plate would go. Because that's how it works. Alrighty. There's our video, which they seem to be getting worse and worse quality somehow. There's our trophy, of course. We've unlocked that track in Quick Race and Split Screen, and all the C4 cars. We'll go and continue, and there we go. We only have one more section of the Amateur Arcade to go, and I am going to make sure I hit save, not load, and we will overwrite my save file. We're officially over 30% of the way through the game. It seems like I should be further, but I guess maybe not. I have like half of all the things I've done to do, plus more, I guess, so I guess that makes sense. Of course, our trophies. I've yet to get this trophy. All those trophies. 31 trophies total. But anyways, look at this, I guess, too. You'll be able to see the arcade stuff. Career, hot lap. Anyways, I'm done being distracted. So thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Corvette, and I will see you all in the next one.